Hi everybody, this is Asirbai Day making a video for you guys on YouTube once again. Okay, so the title of this video is it's talking about la libreta de Eita and the purpose of la libreta de Eita, and we're going to talk about quickly touching on la libreta de Eita and when someone should have la libreta de Eita. La libreta de Eita, or the notebook of Eita, is the one that you receive, and it's your journal that has all the signatures, all the people, all your signs, all the ceremonies that were done to you, etc. as your initiation was happening, and as things were being done to you, starting off in the religion of Santeria and Lukumi, and your initiation, your Cariocha initiation. This libreta is very similar to what some of you may call a book of shadows, or it's your first religious journal that goes into the Orisha religion. This libreta is normally, there's usually either the Yubon or the Padrino is normally handling the libreta, or they will have someone specifically assigned to take notes and annotations into the libreta, an oficita, or someone who is recording everything into the libreta that has that role for the entire period that the Cariocha is happening. The libreta, the main function of the libreta for most people is to house or to hold in the Eita of the person, that this is done on the third day of initiation, the third day of Cariocha. You have the river day, the Cariocha day, and then your middle day, and then you have the Eita day. The river day doesn't precisely count completely, but the third day after Cariocha has been done is the day of Eita. And that is the day that your Eita gets recorded into your libreta, and that becomes the main thing that goes into your notebook of Eita. That notebook is normally handed over to the Yahweh the very same day that the Eita is done, because the Yahweh has to start reading and memorizing and thinking and going over the Eita. And a copy of the notebook is usually made by someone, for the Godfather, or it's made by the Yubon or the Padrino for themselves. So a copy is made for record keeping, and then the other one, the original one, is usually given to the Yahweh right away. For some reason there is, and immediately again, the Padrino and the Yubon and the Yahweh and everybody that is close to the Yahweh should start going over all the notes and all the things that the libreta has said, that the Eita has said, that each of the Odum said, that each of the Orishas said. Everything that was spoken of in that day, that was recorded, that was memorized, or that there are certain things that sometimes are spoken of, but but they're not recorded because of people get into talking or something, and things don't get written down completely, etc. But people remember that those things were said. So the libreta Eita, again, is usually given right away to the Yahweh, and a copy is kept by the Padrino, a copy of the libreta. But the Yahweh has to start memorizing and learning their Eitas the same day that the Eita happens, because from that point forward, those Odums and those specifications and those Ewos and those things are all done, so that the Yahweh has a guidance for that day forward. The day prior to the middle day, the Yahweh has no taboos, the Yahweh has no name, the Yahweh has no odus. The Yahweh is a newborn baby that has nothing to be guided by. That's why it is done on the next day. So this is some issue that leads to other things, but when it comes to la libreta de Eita, you guys should be getting your libreta de Eita on the third day after Cariocha is done, when your Eita is done, and a copy is made for the Padrino and for the Yubon and for whomever else for record keeping. But the Yahweh has to get their information quickly so they can start memorizing things, and they're not left without knowing what even their signs were, or what paths, or what things, or whatever is happening with them. Either way, as time goes by, other Eitas are added into the libreta Your birthdays, your ocho anniversaries are recorded in there with the Coco al Santo and whatever the signs were, whatever Obi said, etc. There's different things that get added into Libreta. Whenever you have the Lagoon readings, whenever you do a bow, etc. Teachings, etc. So, the concept that many of you who are coming forth into the religion have, again, it's not the easiest of the concept of explanation is the Book of Shadows aspect. The concept of knowing that you have record, magical record keeping, spiritual record keeping is the concept of the libretalidad, is to record everything, all your personal numbers, or your personal signs, or your personal information, or your religious aspects and all your religious things in order for you to have something to guide yourself by. Now, this leads to what I've noticed with Olochas is that this leads to personal people need to find themselves that you have your Odun, and your Odun is your life, and your Odun is you are a vessel or a manifestation of the Odun that is your life. So as we each understand, as we each live our Odun, and as we each start to comprehend what our Odun is supposed to be and how it manifests through our bodies and through our actions and through our livelihood, that is when you realize how the Eita is influencing your life, and how everything that you've read and how everything that was done, that was said to you, starts to make sense. I remember that there was a point in my personal Eita in which the Oba said something very specific that he was seeing, and I have spoken about this with several people in person, which is interesting because when I noticed what he was talking about in real life, I realized that he, at the moment that he was reading me, that when I was a child and he was reading me, he was seeing through my physical eyes at the moment in life. So he had made a connection, he had made a spiritual connection in Eita to a further moment in my life in which I was perceiving or seeing something that he could see at that moment, and he explained it to me the best that he could with his comprehension of the events and the things that were happening. But I realized that there was a point in life that I walked in somewhere and something happened that I realized that's what he was referring to. So Ita is a very important step in life. Ita cannot be erased. Some of you have this weird sensation or weird notion or weird thing going on that by receiving Pinado, your Ita is going to change or something, etc. So your Ita does not change. Pinado does not change any Ita. Pinado does not change anything. Pinado is not no confirmation. I mean, those are words that people are now utilizing, but those, Ita does not change. What you dropped with your hands, what you dropped with for the first time ever, does not change. Your birthday does not change. Your star selinations do not change. Your astral, those things do not change. When you get your Pinado, when you get a new Ita from another Orisha or something, that's a new layer that you're adding on to your Ita, that you're adding on to your life. It is a new understanding that you're gaining from whatever Orisha. If it is an Orisha that speaks about health, or if it's an Orisha that speaks or works with health, you get that Odun, and then that Orisha opens your eyes to your side of health. And if it's an Orisha of money or wealth, you get that Odun, and the Orisha opens your eyes to that, how you deal with those things and how you begin to deal with those things. But Ita does not change. Specifically, now you're birthing Ita, guys. Not by Pinardo, and not by receiving whatever, and not by doing any ceremonies. Either way, once again, the Yawo should get their libreto de Ita soon. Right away after that happens, the Padrino keeps a copy, and as the Yawo progresses, a Bometa and other things, and other misas, and other whatever, your years, etc., are all recorded into the libreto de Ita. And as that fills, another libreta is added. Either way, so I hope this brings you warm blessings somehow and some further understanding of the aspect of the religion and the aspect of the things that in Olocha kind of guides themselves by. So either way, I hope you guys go over your Eitas, that we all go over our Eitas. I gotta go continuously go over my Eita, read it at different points throughout the year. And the same thing, I hope that we all understand that Eita is a very personal thing. It's a very personal awareness of our being. Either way, I'm gonna do further videos on different meanings of Eita, different orishas, and how they may speak into you in Eita, etc., etc. So either way, you guys, I hope that there is blessings and good things in your life, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. You can send me a message at studentdesigns@gmail.com. Alright everybody, I will talk to you guys later. Ache, 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 to.